Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable coins ever minted, the top 5 Mercury Dimes from the United States of America. In this video, we'll take a close look at their current market value, rare error coins, and the specific conditions that make these silver treasures so valuable. We'll also check out the different color tones and shades that have made some of these dimes major players in the coin collector and investor world. These stunning coins are not just pieces of history, but also some of the most sought-after treasures that collectors are hunting for today. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of American currency, this video is definitely for you. Moneybag, let's get started with our first rare and valuable Mercury Dime. The 1925 Mercury Dime, struck by the United States Mint nearly a century ago, stands as one of the most graceful, poetic, and powerful creations in American numismatic history. Though it was born as a simple 10-cent piece, this tiny silver coin carries the soul of an entire era, the roaring 1920s, a time of elegance, ambition, and artistry. The 1925 Mercury Dime is not merely currency. It is a sculpture in miniature, a symbol of freedom, and today, for collectors and dreamers alike, it has the potential to unlock unimaginable fortune. If you hold one in your hands, you may be holding a piece of silver capable of transforming your destiny overnight. The design of the Mercury Dime is one of the most celebrated in all of American coinage. It features a youthful winged head of liberty, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, hence its nickname. Sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, already famed for his walking Liberty half-dollar, crafted this masterpiece in 1916, and it instantly captivated the nation. Liberty's wings are a symbol of free thought, her serene expression a tribute to the optimism of a nation still finding its place on the world stage. The reverse, adorned with fasces, a bundle of rods bound together around an axe, symbolizes unity and strength, surrounded by an olive branch representing peace. Together, these symbols formed a message of balance. America's resolve is hope for harmony. By 1925, the Mercury Dime had already earned a place in the hearts of Americans. It was money that moved through the veins of a booming economy, through the hands of workers, merchants, and dreamers during an age of jazz, invention, and prosperity. Yet, hidden among millions of ordinary coins, the 1925 issue without a mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, possessed a subtle beauty that would one day make it a numismatic treasure. The absence of a mint mark gives this coin a special identity. It was born the nation's oldest mint, the very cradle of American coinage, and it embodies the purity of artistry unblemished by regional variation. The 1925 Mercury Dime was minted in silver, a composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both durability and brilliance. In its prime, it shimmered like moonlight, a perfect balance of strength and elegance. Over time, these coins developed rich, rainbow-like toning or gentle golden hues, making each surviving example unique. It is this combination of beauty, age, and silver purity that makes the 1925 dime so deeply coveted today. Many were lost, melted, or worn down in circulation, but those few that remain crisp, sharp, and untouched are now counted among the treasures of American coinage. What makes this coin even more extraordinary is the era from which it came. The 1920s were a period of transformation. America was redefining itself as a modern superpower. Cities were rising, jazz was roaring, and the automobile was reshaping the landscape. The Mercury Dime circulated through this world of motion and change, witnessing the heartbeats of progress. But the silver within it tells a deeper story, a story that connects it to the ancient legacy of wealth and trade. For silver has always been a metal that carries meaning far beyond its weight. In the world of collectors, the 1925 no-mint mark Mercury Dime is cherished not only for its design, but for its rarity in pristine condition. The strike quality in 1925 was often weak, meaning that finding a fully struck coin, with all the lines of the fasces and the fine details of Liberty's hair visible, is a true rarity. Such coins, graded at the highest levels, can command prices that seem unreal for something once worth a dime. But this is the nature of numismatic magic. History, art, and scarcity collide to create value that transcends logic. There is also an emotional power within this coin. To hold one is to hold a survivor of a world long gone, of speakeasies and silent films, of typewriters and Model Ts, an age that shaped the modern United States. Every scratch or shimmer of toning is a whisper from the past. And if by chance your 1925 Mercury Dime has survived unscathed, untouched by time, then you are not just a collector. You are the keeper of something truly extraordinary, a piece of silver that connects you to millions of forgotten lives and countless stories. In today's market, the Mercury Dime commands both respect and wonder. Its silver content alone grants a tangible value, but its collectible worth can reach heights that defy imagination. High-grade 1925 examples, especially those with flawless luster and full strike, can sell for thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, depending on the grading and the demand. Error coins double dies, and proof-like examples only multiply that value. To some, it is a fortune in disguise. To others, it is a legacy of artistry never to be repeated. But the true beauty of the 1925 Mercury Dime lies not just in its silver or its price, but in what it represents, America's golden age of coin design. This was a time when coins were more than tools of trade. They were national symbols of pride, meant to reflect the ideals of liberty, peace, and progress. Every Mercury Dime is a testament to that artistic spirit. It stands as a bridge between art and economy, between the beauty of thought and the power of craftsmanship. There is something almost poetic about the way this small coin has outlasted empires of wealth and industry. While paper money has changed faces and values, while banks have risen and fallen, the Mercury Dime endures. Its silver glows just as brightly now as it did in 1925, a century ago. It whispers a timeless truth. Real value doesn't fade with time. It grows richer. So if by chance you discover a 1925 Mercury Dime with no mint mark, treat it not as loose change, but as a sleeping fortune. Study its features, admire its artistry, and guard it carefully, for in the right condition, it could change your life beyond its potential market worth. It is a fragment of American soul, a silver heartbeat from the past. In the end, the 1925 Mercury Dime is not just a coin. It is a symbol of beauty, endurance, and transformation. It was born in an age of confidence, survived the Great Depression, and continues to shine in the age of technology. It has defied time, and for those who recognize its power, it remains a priceless artifact. A single piece of silver, small enough to fit in your palm, yet powerful enough to carry a century of history, and perhaps your fortune within its delicate, shimmering surface. Next up, the 1928 D Mercury Dime stands as one of the most alluring and mysterious treasures in American coinage, a tiny silver masterpiece forged in the heart of the Roaring '20s, carrying with it a glow of history, artistry, and quiet power. At first glance, it appears humble, a simple 10-cent coin. But to the trained eye and the passionate collector, the 1928 D Mercury Dime is something far more profound. It is a whisper from an era of elegance, a survivor of the Great Depression's shadow, and a coin whose very existence tells the story of a nation chasing dreams and greatness. If you hold one of these in your hands, especially in pristine condition, you hold a kind of artifact that could rewrite your fortune overnight. The Mercury Dime was designed by Adolf A. Weinman, a sculptor whose genius turned ordinary metal into living art. First struck in 1916, the design captured the imagination of the public with its vision of liberty, wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. But it was the wings that gave rise to its nickname, Mercury, after the swift Roman messenger god. The coin's reverse is just as symbolic, of fasces, bound rods around an axe, representing unity and strength, wrapped with an olive branch, the eternal symbol of peace. It was a design that spoke directly to America's heart, a balance between strength and compassion, ambition and harmony. By 1928, America was deep in its age of jazz and industry. Cities were glowing with electric lights, automobiles filled the streets, and the nation stood on the edge of modern prosperity. The Denver Mint, denoted by the small D mint mark on the reverse of the coin, was busy striking its own portion of Mercury Dimes a year, coins destined to flow through the veins of an energetic nation. Yet among those millions, only a fraction would survive with the full brilliance and sharp detail that today's collectors dream of. These rare survivors are now counted among the most desirable silver dimes in American history. What gives the 1928 D Mercury Dime, its immense allure isn't just its design or silver content, it's the story behind it. Silver, the soul of this coin, has always carried both economic and mystical significance. It's a metal that glows with moonlight, a symbol of purity and permanence. During the 1920s, silver was more than just a precious commodity. It was a symbol of wealth and stability in an age of uncertainty. The 1928 D dime, with its 90% silver composition, represents a time when money was not just paper promises but solid, tangible value, a piece of real wealth you could hold in your palm. The Denver Mint itself was a frontier symbol of American expansion and resilience. Established in the early 1900s, it stood as a testament to the power of the West, turning raw or from nearby mountains into coins that traveled across the nation. Every 1928, D Mercury Dime is a piece of that story, a creation born from the earth, molded by industry, and given life by the hand of art. Its D Mint mark is more than just a letter. It's a signature of strength and independence. Over the decades, millions of Mercury Dimes vanished, worn away in commerce, melted down during silver shortages, or lost to time. But those few that survived, especially from the 1928 D issue, have become miniature miracles. In pristine, uncirculated condition, they radiate the same brilliance they did nearly a century ago, and that glow is worth a fortune. Collectors compete fiercely for these perfect specimens. Coins with every strand of Liberty's hair visible, every line on the fasces sharply struck. For such examples, the price can soar beyond imagination, turning what was once worth 10 cents into a treasure that could change a life. The story of the 1928 D Mercury Dime is also a story of transition. Just a year after it was minted, America would tumble into the Great Depression, a time when even a single dime could mean the difference between hunger and hope. To own one today is to hold a survivor of that storm, a coin that passed to the hand of people who lived through history's harshest lessons. It is silver that endured poverty, war, and change, and yet it still gleams with undying brilliance. Collectors often speak of the energy that old coins carry, and the 1928 D Mercury Dime is no exception. It hums with the spirit of its age, the optimism of the 20s, the artistry of Weinman's hand, and the resilience of a nation that would soon face its greatest test. It is more than a coin. It is a time capsule, a messenger from an era when craftsmanship mattered and ideals were struck in silver. In today's coin market, the 1928 D Mercury Dime commands incredible respect and value. Its silver content alone gives it a base worth, but the collector's premium elevates it to astonishing heights. Flawless or near-flawless examples, certified by professional grading services, can reach into the thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Rare varieties or coins with mirror-like surfaces, known as proof-like strikes, can be even more valuable, often selling for prices that defy belief. For the right coin in the right hands, wealth can truly appear overnight. But beyond money, this coin has something that cannot be measured: legacy. Each 1928 D Mercury Dime tells a personal story. Perhaps it once rested in the pocket of a musician playing jazz in a smoky Denver club, or a young worker saving for a dream in the midst of America's transformation. These coins traveled, lived, and survived. They are silent witnesses to the rise of modern America, and that makes them priceless in their own right. If you find yourself in possession of a 1928 D Mercury Dime, especially one shining, in near-perfect condition, do not underestimate it. You may hold in your hands a piece of silver that could open doors to incredible fortune. But even more importantly, you hold a piece of history, art, and identity. This is not just a coin. It is a symbol of endurance, creativity, and beauty forged in an age of dreams. The 1928 D Mercury Dime is proof that greatness can come in small forms. It is a coin that bridges generations, a relic that still gleams with the spirit of liberty. Its silver heart beats with history, and its value, both emotional and financial, continues to rise with each passing year. To own one is to possess not just a collectible, but a fragment of America's immortal story, a story that can still, even today, change your fortune overnight. Next up, the 1944 S Mercury Dime is more than just a piece of silver. It is a small, gleaming window into America's heart during one of the most defining years in world history. Struck in San Francisco as World War II thunder tore its close, this dime represents courage, resilience, and artistry united in metal form. When you hold a 1944 S Mercury Dime in your palm, you are not simply holding 10 cents. You are holding a fragment of history, a whisper from an age when every ounce of silver carried not just economic value, but the weight of a nation's hope. The Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, was introduced in 1916 and continued until 1945. Its name, Mercury, came from a misinterpretation of Liberty's wing cap. People thought it resembled the Roman god Mercury, symbol of speed and communication. But in truth, the design by Adolf A. Weinman depicted liberty crowned with wings to represent freedom of thought. The artistry of this coin was revolutionary for its time. It wasn't just money, it was sculpture. And by 1944, when the war effort consumed America's industry and soul, this dime became a symbol of unity and endurance. The S mint mark beneath the olive branch in the reverse tells the story of its birthplace, the San Francisco Mint. During those turbulent wartime years, the mint worked relentlessly to meet the needs of a nation stretched thin by conflict. Each 1944, S dime emerged from the presses with that gleaming mark of the West Coast, a stamp that today sets collectors' hearts aflame. Silver was vital, not just for coinage but for weaponry and electronics. Yet the U.S. government ensured that its people would still carry real silver in their pockets, a testament to American trust and craftsmanship. This particular issue, 1944 S, holds a powerful allure because it came at the peak of the Mercury Dime's final glory. Struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, each dime shone with a brilliance that reflected the optimism of a nation sensing victory on the horizon. Many of these coins entered daily circulation, rubbed smooth by hands that worked in factories, planted in war bonds, and jingled in the pockets of soldiers on leave. Few survived untouched. And those that did, gleaming with original luster, now stand as glittering relics worth far more than their face value. Collectors today hunt feverishly for high-grade 1944 S Mercury dimes, particularly those with razor-sharp details and full split bands on the fasces. Such examples can bring staggering prices, especially in mint state condition. The San Francisco issues are known for their strong strikes, but even among them, a perfect coin is a rarity. It is not uncommon for pristine examples to command thousands of dollars at auction, sometimes tens of thousands when the surface gleams like liquid silver. Yet the true magic of this coin lies not in its metal or minting, but in its story. Imagine the year 1944. The Allies stormed Normandy. Factories thundered day and night, and Americans bought war bonds with these very dimes. A young sailor might have carried one in his uniform pocket for luck. A mother in California might have tucked one away, praying for her son's return. When you possess a 1944 S Mercury dime, you inherit those emotions, the courage, the faith, the will to overcome. In today's market, as collectors chase history through auctions and private sales, the 1944 S stands tall as a beacon of enduring value. Its silver composition gives intrinsic worth, but its story gives it soul. Many people who stumble upon one in an old box or inherited jar of coins have no idea what treasure they hold. In certain conditions, it can transform from spare change to a life-changing asset overnight, a coin capable of rewriting fortunes. Its luster is more than metal. Its legacy, even the faintest S beneath the torch, speaks volumes about the American West's role in minting history. San Francisco was a hub of innovation and courage, and the 1944 S Mercury Dime is its metallic ambassador, a whisper from the past that glows brighter each year. While billions of coins circulate meaninglessly today, few carry the gravitas of this 1944 S. It belongs to a breed of currency that reminds us that money once meant beauty and honor, not mere transaction. Every curve of Liberty's face, every line in the fasces, carries the fingerprint of a generation that believed in artistry as much as economy. When collectors and historians handle this coin, they often pause. They feel the cool weight, the clean ring of silver, and realize they are touching a miracle of endurance. Most 1944 S Mercury dimes were melted, worn away, or lost. But the survivors, those shimmering few, represent wealth beyond price. To own a 1944 S Mercury Dime in perfect preservation is to hold a fortune both material and symbolic. It bridges two worlds. The world of 1944, where freedom was fought for with sweat and steel, and the world of today, where such relics can crown a collection or change a life overnight. The coin may be small, but its power is immense. So if you ever find one of these radiant dimes, its silver still glowing softly, the S mint mark proud beneath liberty's torch, do not dismiss it. Do not spend it. Treasure it, for it carries the power of a century and the promise of prosperity. The 1944 S Mercury Dime is not just currency, it's destiny forged in silver.